When I finished my meal, I noticed a scrap of parchment which the Shah had dropped on the floor. One of his old poems. I am the Alexander of my contemporaries, the words of the younger Ismail declared. However much I have tried to suppress the words inked on this greasy note, they remain etched into my heart. Perhaps it was just the Greek blood from his mother's side of the family, but from the very beginning, the self-proclaimed Alexander of the Safavids coveted all of Persia, and he was determined to conquer it at the point of a sword. Having secured his new capital, this ambition now seemed within reach. Crippled though they were by their defeat, the Ak-Koyunlu were still not content to surrender peacefully. Indeed, after the loss of Tabriz, they were now fighting for their very survival. Ismail, naturally, was thrilled to put his abilities to the ultimate test. 20 steadfast Safavids, he declared, would overcome 200 Ak-Koyunlu.
The hills of Persia beckon to us. Let us waste no time in fulfilling our grand mission.
آماده. آری، چوب بر.
My Shah, your poetry has garnered quite a following beyond Persia. We can attract more Kizilbash to our cause by offering some of our gold. We can trade with Anatolian Turkomans, provided that we break past the Ottoman blockade. Enemy troops approach us! Brace yourselves for a siege!
Do not grieve if all have become your enemies. A challenger always flings bricks and stones from afar.
سلام. آری میکنم. معمار.
I could waste extra time annoying you, but my true sights are set on India. If you would agree to finance my voyage east, then my sailors will leave you in peace. Bartering with strangers. All too easy. Mark my words, though. I am never relinquishing control of this port. I could use a little more gold. If you are interested, I can sell you my spare firearms for a reduced cost. Once I can finally afford new artillery, I will not have any more use for these things.
The ruler of Baghdad mocks me with a monument. I will not stand for this.
most unwise to antagonize us. You shall face the consequences of your meddling.
The river Tigris was the birthplace of civilization itself. Its fabled history shall continue with us.
The defenders of Baghdad ride these camels into battle. We destroy the pens that keep them. They will be forced to rely on weaker units.
To our precious camels. Looks like these horses will have to do instead.
We fight for Shah Ismail!
Attack
As you
layer
wish.
2.
No! They're breaking through! Seize the leader of this fort and bring him to me. I will parade him in a cage and make an example for anyone foolish enough to berate me.
We are ravaged by the siege. This is all that we have left to work with.
You have left quite a mess in your wake, Ismail. Once the Ottomans learn of your atrocities, you will get your comeuppance.
No! This was not supposed to happen! We must flee this place before the Safavi sell us off!
They finally quit. Good. Our longtime adversaries are finally vanquished. Now, all of Persia is ours to rule.
For all of the endless triumphs that Ismail recounts to me, those days will always be tainted by melancholy.
By the time that the Akkoyunlu met their demise, any semblance of family within the Kizilbash was lost. Their days were now spent quelling uprisings of ever-increasing frequency, usually without Ismail's direct supervision. One evening, during one of Ismail's many feasts, I raised my cup in memory of my brother. Instead of honoring his fallen comrade, Ismail ignored me and yelled boisterously at his musicians to play another song. Was this truly the incorruptible figure that my brother had given his life to serve? The carousing, apathetic stranger in that hall bore no resemblance to the benevolent soul that my brother had once adored. That was when it finally dawned on me that Ismail, the divine Shah, and Alexander of the Safavids was just as fallible as any of us. Hearing the Shah tell of those days, I feel the same wounds puncture my heart once more. Not once has he mentioned my brother's name or his daring feats. If not for my curiosity, I would have silenced this wretched man hours ago. But the details that I crave the most are yet to come. One day, a visitor arrived from the east seeking aid and shelter. His master was the Timurid leader, Babur, who hoped to reclaim his homeland of Transoxiana from the rapacious Uzbek warlord, Shaybani Khan. As Babur and Ismail both were avid lovers of poetry, the Timurid was confident that our Shah would happily answer the call. Yet for all of their similarities, Ismail loathed the thought of being compared to this mortal, as he described him. In accepting Babur's request for an alliance, Ismail hoped not for an enduring partnership, but an opportunity to supplant the Uzbeks from the historic Persian region of Khorasan, from which they had been launching raids against his new holdings. Khorasan rightfully belonged to the Timurids, but its links to the Silk Road trade made it one of the wealthiest regions in the world. Ancient shahs such as Cyrus and Yazdegerd had thriven off of its riches, and as uprisings became increasingly common throughout Persia, Ismail believed that this territory was the key to protecting his throne. Although they swore to fulfill the Shah's wishes, there was an unspoken consensus among the Kizilbash that Ismail was overextending himself. Deep inside, they knew that they were headed for a breaking point.
The lion cub has come to join us. How adorable.
You will regret your provocations once you are groveling at my feet, Shaybani Khan.
You're still drunk with pride after besting those frivolous pony riders. Now you face our professional steppe warriors. Consider your victories meaningless. We chased your feeble friend off of our soil, and we shall do likewise to you.
We have slain that pompous knave. Now his demoralized horsemen fight with half the ferocity. Bring Shaybani's head. I shall toast this victory with his own skull.
Finally, I am free of that scourge. Tell me where I'm needed, Ismail, and I shall reinforce you promptly.
ماهیگیر سلام کنم.
I hope you do not take me lightly, Ismail. Given proper provisions, I am no pushover. Oh, and no, I promise that I am not plotting to double-cross you. I would never wish that upon anyone after experiencing it firsthand.
آماده چوب آماده معمار سلام
The Uzbeks draw near my territory. Make haste and help me parry their assault.
آماده.
All of this gold is overstuffing my treasury. Take the surplus for yourself and do spend it.
معمار.
سلام آری صحیح چوب بر
Ismail needs our help, men! Charge!
آری
The enemy forces will reach us soon. Dispatch your orders to us, and we shall follow your lead, my sheikh. We have razed one of the Uzbek castles. We have leveled 2 of Gazdavan's castles. Soon I will be home at last. Three of Gazdavan's castles lie in ruin. Now is our chance to take the city. Wait, what is going on? Why are you just stalling? Enough! All this senseless destruction, and for what? To breed more hostility? Our patience has run out! Oh, if only you had foreseen the descent in your ranks, Ismail, we would have prevailed. Now I am forced to migrate to India, never to see my beloved Transoxiana again. Allah gives and Allah takes.
Good riddance. At least Khorasan is mine to keep.
Like a lion complacent to its privilege, power can corrupt even the savviest of leaders.
Ismail's misadventures in Central Asia made the Qizilbash keenly aware of how power had changed him. Consumed by his tireless vanity, his soft words of wisdom were now replaced by fits of rage. As old tribal feuds began to re-emerge, only the fear of retribution still held their loyalty intact. Questioning Ismail about what happened at Gazdavan, he blames his unruly commander for not keeping his subordinates in check. Yet, as much as he denies it by his tongue, his stubborn temper reveals everything to me. Deep inside, I think he knows that Babur surpassed him in many ways. That chronic underdog never took his victories for granted. Even as the Fergana Valley was lost to him forever, he remained steadfast as he crossed the Hindu Kush to start anew. This type of resilience always eluded Ismail, who never accepted that he was capable of making mistakes. Whether or not the Qizilbash were ready to admit it, they secretly wished that he would learn to value this lesson. Then one day, their hopes finally came true, and in the most horrific way possible.
Knowing where this story is inevitably headed, I find myself tensing with dread. For this is where the Alexander of the Safavids was knocked from his pedestal, a fall that has led him here, to these desolate outskirts of his capital. Ismail's demise began not in Persia, but in the ever-growing Ottoman Empire. A man named Shah Kulu attempted a coup against the ruling dynasty, much like Ismail had rallied his own followers to depose the Ak Koyunlu. Although Shah Kulu's uprising proved unsuccessful, it was clear now to the Ottomans that Ismail's sway over their Turkoman subjects was no longer possible to ignore.
A year later, Selim the Grim ascended to the Turkish throne, the victor of a strenuous civil war. In an act befitting his name, the new Sultan rounded up 40,000 Safavid sympathizers and had them all executed, blaming Ismail for infecting the minds of his rightful subordinates. He sent scathing letters his way. Still convinced of his own immortality, Ismail failed to take Selim's threat seriously, even pitying this unknown adversary. To him, this mysterious detractor was just like all others, foolish enough to incur his wrath. This conflict culminated in the two leaders gathering at the plains of Chaldiran, not far from the Safavid capital. What happened next, I am loath to mention, but I can already see the anguish dawning over Ismail's face as he opens his lips.
Aisha, we are outnumbered. We should wait until nightfall to launch our attack.
Silence! Numbers have never thwarted me in the past, and these Turks are no exception.
Perfect. We have the Shah right at his haughtiest. Forward, march!
The Ottomans are breaking! Come on, everyone! Let us finish this battle with one last valiant charge!
You have fallen right into my trap. I had expected no less from such a narcissist. Commence the salvo!
Flee for your dear life, Ismail! We have to... Oh!
آری
I lost.
صحیح
Was my claim to immortality nothing but a mirage all of these years?
I would love to prolong this vacation, but I have some unfinished business down in Aleppo.
سلام
Consider your neck spared. For now.
چوب برد.
We put our faith in you, Shah, and you have failed us all. Now the whole world encloses us. Prove to us that you are a capable leader and not just some self-absorbed fraud.
آماده آری آماده کنم آری معدنچی صحیح معمار
Your desperate gifts mean nothing to us anymore.
So, we meet once more, old adversary. Lucky for you, I am feeling rather generous today. But first, I expect an act of goodwill. Give me a relic, and I will teach you how to better handle your artillery. Ah, your audacity reminds me of Don Francisco, God rest his soul. As promised, I will return the favor. Perhaps now you can break even with the Ottomans.
All of this campaigning is making me busy. But since you're a man of your word, I figured it only right that I spare a bit of help for a friend in need. Good luck in your endeavors.
I am back, and stronger than ever. The Mamluks just met their final demise at the mercy of my bombards. You are next, Ardabil boy!
No! This is not happening! I must not fail, not after all that I have built!
Now is not the time to mop, your highness! The Ottomans are on our tail!
Mortal though you may be, you are resilient. Your will is ours, Shah Ismail.
حمله آری آری
My pride is lost, yet this empire still stands.
آماده میکنم.
Have I overlooked my true greatness all along? I am not sure.
Thousands of men lost their lives that day. But the greatest casualty in Ismail's mind was his image as an immortal ruler, which had been forever shattered. Gradually succumbing to doubts and darker thoughts, he would never be the same. Yet for the first time since I found him here, this wretched man sounds sincere, as if he has reverted to his younger self. I now feel a tingling of pity for the man that I had once admired. However wrongly he has treated his devoted followers, I cannot deny his greatness. From an early age, he overcame hardship, impossible expectations, and his own pride to forge the mightiest Persian dynasty in over a millennium. Ever since Ismail's fall 10 years ago, I have anxiously dreamt of vengeance in my fallen brother's name. Yet as I reflect upon everything, the thought now almost cripples me.
Weak though my heart grows, I have let Ismail govern my emotions for too long. Now, I am the master of my fate.